Hello, Nelly. Hello.
Hi, Maxim. Hi, Maxim. So we are live now, and I welcome everyone on the next InnMind VC pitching session, which we have every month. Today we are focusing on crypto deal flow of tokenized startups, and we have amazing number of good pre-selected startups. Among 217 applications, we identified 9 great projects that are that seem to be a good fit for the deal flow of our great VCs. And first of all, before we start the pitching session, I want to introduce the venture capital investors that we have here. Some of them are very good friends of ours and very regular attendants, and some of them are new ones. So just less than 1 minute, and in a couple of words, can you please briefly introduce your fund and your investment strategy? And maybe, Jonathan, since you are super experienced already, I remember that you are in some quiet place, so maybe you show how to do it.
Yeah. I can give a brief introduction about Moonrock Capital. We are a German-based fund founded 3 years ago between the 3 founding partners. We're all working in the space for we have 4 years now, I think, 4 to 5 years now. It's getting late into 2021. We always forget that. So it's been a long time. We started, as I said, 3 years ago, trying to be as hands-on as possible with our investments. Really working close with the teams, bringing in other valuable partners. We also like to pitch ourselves as like someone who can do basically everything you need to get your project off the ground, especially in the first initial stages. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing for the last 3 years. Investment strategy focus wise, we are, I think, as many of us VCs, we are going with current narratives, but also we're trying to find like the underlying long-term things that are happening in this industry, and that's where we're trying to invest. So of course, right now it's a lot of NFT and gaming things, but we also still doing a lot of things around DeFi, and Solana ecosystem is interesting also.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan, for this wrap up. And maybe I can add on here, without any advertising, guys, or any affiliation, we are working with Moonrock quite intensively on the deal flow. And Moonrock is very active VC player with great reputation and great added value to the startups. That is what I can say on practice after having quite a number of common deals and getting feedback from the startups from Moonrock portfolio. So great job, Jonathan.
Thank you so much.
And I want to welcome Vangelis Andrikopoulos from Synergia Capital, new player in our pitching session. So Vangelis, please.
Very brave to try to pronounce my surname. I appreciate that. Hi, everybody. This is Vangelis. I'm portfolio manager at Synergia Capital. We're a VC based in London. Our team is distributed. We focus on anything crypto related, from infrastructure to data, DeFi, GameFi. And we are raising a 20 to 25 million fund, probably going to be ready in the next couple of months. And we're also the team behind Skylaunch, a multi-chain IDO launchpad. So we can help our projects pre-IDO, during the IDO, and after that, where we plan to connect them with centralized exchanges for IEOs and so on. That's that. Our average ticket size would be 150K currently, since the fund is not quite ready yet. And that's it.
Amazing, Vangelis, thanks a lot. And yeah, I hope that since this session, we will start the efficient deal flow collaboration, I mean, and see some deals from Synergia Capital. I think you had only a couple, yeah, from our side so far. So we need to increase this number.
Absolutely.
Then I want to give a word to amazing lady, the co-founder and managing partner of Pluto Digital VC, Asa Hutchinson. Asa?
Hi, thanks. Yeah, brief intro about Pluto. We've been going a year now. The founders have been in the space since sort of 2013. Super keen on strategy, yield strategy, DeFi protocols. We're doing a lot with NFT and gaming. We're actually in Lisbon next week hosting a big event. If anyone wants to come and meet us, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm not very well, so I'm probably going to stay quite quiet on the call, but great to meet you all. Great to be here. And we're based in London, if I didn't mention that as well. Thanks.
Asa, thanks so much for joining us. And by the way, if you have the link to your event in Lisbon next week, please drop it here in the Zoom chat. And of course, I think a lot of people from here will be in Portugal next week for the Web Summit. So I'm sure you will meet in person a lot of participants here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. So another great woman from the crypto VC sector, Maria Marcusiana from T0 Capital. She's also the new player in our VC pitching sessions. Maria, can you please give very brief intro?
Sure, happy to do so. So T0 Ventures is a syndicate. We're mainly sort of ex-Goldman Sachs individuals who work in various different funds. We're actually sector agnostic, but we've been doing a push in the crypto space currently. So we're focused mainly right now on NFT and music, but also looking at some DeFi projects. Very happy to connect here.
Amazing. Thank you, Maria, for joining us today. And last but not least, from the VC side, today, Stan Stolberg, CTO and co-founder at Scaleswap IDO Launchpad, very good friends and partners of InnMind. Stan, a couple of words about...
Yeah, thank you, Nelly. Thank you for inviting me here. Hi, guys. Stan is my name. I'm CTO and co-founder of Scaleswap. Scaleswap is, we call this the most fair IDO Launchpad. And as you know, IDO Launchpad is there to launch projects on the free market. So, and we are looking for the best projects, so not only limited to DeFi, it can be every kind of tokenized project. So what is unique about Scaleswap is that we have a special loyalty system, which is not only based on allocation of our token. You can learn more later. Anyway, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm looking forward for startups, and I hope that some of them will launch in Scaleswap.
Thanks a lot, Stan. And actually, all the startups here today, they plan earlier or later go for the IDO. So it's a great lead generation event and matchmaking event for both sides. And plus, Scaleswap is also co-investing and incubating startups. So keep this in mind, guys. And we planned to have one more VC, our also dear friend Lester from X21 Capital, but unfortunately his grandmother passed away yesterday and he's busy with this stuff. He could not join us, but he said that he will definitely watch the session and connect with the startups and give us feedback. And we send our warm hugs to Lester. And now jumping to the most exciting and interesting part is startup pitching. And guys, I want to start with the startup that really touched my heart with their commitment and motivation. So we have the startup, The Power, the new layer 1 blockchain protocol, and Maxim, CEO and co-founder, he has COVID, but he decided not to postpone. He really wanted to pitch you today. So let's start with their pitch. Maxim, Max.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Max. Yeah, welcome here. And please start your screen sharing. And you have 5 minutes, and then we will have Q&A.
Okay, I will share my screen, but instead my video.
Sure.
Let me 2 seconds.
And I think many investors right now really switched on all the all the hearing capacity because it's the new layer 1. So, Max, are you ready to start?
Yes, I'm ready. Hello all. I'm Max, founder and CEO of Power Ecosystem. Before I start my pitch, I ask to apologize me in advance for pauses and maybe speech problems. As Nelly said, I got a light version of COVID and it causes my some breath issues. But I didn't want to miss the amazing opportunity to miss you guys and present to you our development. Thank you in advance for your understanding. And don't worry, you're safe from my virus even without masks. The Power is a new decentralized and scalable layer 1 blockchain, which solves the scalability issue. We have been developing it for over 4 years and made a huge progress in implementing disruptive tech solutions. But considering the the time limits, I'll describe only the most important ones. So please take a note during my presentation to ask me questions. You will be interested. Since 2017, the blockchain world has had a lot of problems with the performance, economy, and usability of technologies, but still no actually scalable blockchain. A completely new technology, Power Ecosystem, is a next generation layer 1 blockchain, fast and unlimited scalable heterogeneous network. Key technologies of the Power blockchain protocol. The protocol based is on a unique uncensored synchronous BFT consensus invented by our team. We called it resonance. No one node can in any way affect the execution or order of transactions. This completely removes the actual problem of the sniper miners attack on liquidity. Full sharding gives unlimited bandwidth. We have no bottleneck because shards communicate peer-to-peer with each other without main chains, like a Polkadot relay chain or Cosmos Hub. This is infinite scaling in terms of processing speed. That's one of our hacks. More shards is more speed. Our network is heterogeneous with flexible customizability of shards. This meant that you can create special purpose shards. For example, there can be data processing shards, storage shards, work shards for Internet of Things, and even decentralized computer. Customization are limited only to your imagination. The Power contracts are self-executing smart contracts without any limitations. The smart contracts does not need wait for the user's transaction to start its work. A smart contract can itself schedule the launch of functions. It allows you to use the scheduler as in classic systems. Integration of oracles. The built-in the built-in mechanism is for requests for external services. So, for example, Bloomberg can use it for distributing their data in real time and with a guarantee of authenticity. So that the self-executing smart contracts can receive on their initiative a trusted stream of data from outside the platform, from oracles. The platform has an effective economy and usability. Shard tokenomics. Each shard can use different models and parameters of tokenomics. You can make some shards cheaper, others more expensive. You can make shards even with data transactions free for users. Also, we have Index XDR, which help to automatic conversion and stabilization of rates with protection against volatility. It is a decentralized implementation of the SDR index of the International Monetary Fund. Geodistribution. Some of the shards can be located depending on geography. This makes it possible to speed up and reduce the cost of such shards for the closest users. Also, our architecture implementation solves the issues of legislation of some territories. For example, it allows to comply with GDPR requirements. Also, main thing, our node processing requires only 5 watts per hour. It is 100 times more energy efficient than Ethereum and Solana. Elon Musk should get really excited about us. Also, we have account-based key value storage about any account to easily it allows any account to easily and directly record and store data about itself. Allows using any account as NFT. This is great for data suppliers, identification and certification systems. Native Node API, a user-friendly interface for developers that do not require special skills, allows integrating blockchain into classic generic applications and making them decentralized. Our traction. We started with the hypothesis that it is possible to make a blockchain without the limitations of Bitcoin and Ethereum. After a month, we made a consensus prototype and made sure it was really fast. We got 10,000 transactions per second in the test on the ancient laptop. Then we developed an architecture and method of scale decentralized networks. As well, we received 3 patents on key technologies: consensus, architecture, and scaling. Later, the platform will be public as an open source and fully decentralized. We have created several prototypes and successful pilots in B2B, for example, in logistics, education, social tech, multi-level marketing, etc. To test the technology and make revenue for its refinement. We have won and received several grants from Microsoft and Scaleway. Also, PowerNode Docker image has now been released as a stable version. A few words about our team. We're a team of IT veterans. For example, our CTO Igor is named as one of the top 3 best experts in shards in the Russian-speaking IT community. Several entrepreneurs and tech founders. We have built Web 2 with our own brains and hands, and now we're here with a huge baggage of experience to build the new Web 3. We're looking for strategic investors, smart VCs that can bring added value to and go hand to hand with us in our exciting journey. Happy to connect after the session and consider you being one of them. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot, Max, and you really made it in time. So bravo, great job. And I hope you feel okay and able to answer the questions from VCs. So,
okay, sure.
Great. And you have your partner here, yeah? Your co-founder.
Yes. I have a partner here. It is Dmitry, our chief product officer. He will help me with answering some questions.
Perfect. So please, questions from VCs.
Yeah? May I ask?
Sure.
I should start better. Wow, it was interesting. Max, my first question is,
yep.
In one sentence or 2 sentences, what is unique about Power, and what is the main difference to the existing blockchains? Let's take Solana or Ethereum. So in 1 or 2 sentences.
Solana, if comparing us with Solana has only 1 shard and high speed, but this is achieved at the expense of very expensive equipment, with power consumption more than our node 300 times. And there is an upper speed limit. Our system, instead of Solana, allows achieving high speed by simply increasing the power of the chip nodes number of chip nodes, and the cost of transaction still also cheap. There's main differences, scaling method, etc. Yeah.
So you have more. The scaling method is cheaper than Solana. Solana needs powerful nodes where you need several simple nodes, right? And if you calculate the costs, it's cheaper. Then, right?
Yes. Our node can work even on IRM architecture, which power consumption is about 5 watts. If we will compare it with Ethereum or Solana, their power consumption about 1,500 and more.
Okay, so in theory, you can run a node on a mobile, right? So just in theory.
If we want, yes, it can work on the mobile phones, even on Raspberry Pi and so on.
Okay, so it's okay. And you spoke about shards. Can you please explain in 2 words? So what are shards? And so because this concept is not, it's a bit new, I would say, to the whole blockchain.
Yeah, sure. I got. We have developed a special sharding method of scaling blockchain networks, decentralized networks. It works like if you have one shard, this one shard can have their own economy, and this shard will communicate directly with another shards on in our ecosystem. But when the loading of transactions is going big, our shards will split for 2 shards and twice their performance. It is simple. In simple words, I tried to.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated stuff. Is layer 1. It's not so simple to understand. Because one need to deep dive into this really. Okay, so the shards. And if you compare to Ethereum, there is no shard. There's only one.
There's no shard
consisting of nodes, and these nodes are looking for consensus. And in your case, you have a special consensus, right? So this is, as far as I understood, you have developed a special consensus algorithm.
Yes, we started from our consensus algorithm, which we called resonance consensus. It is a BFT consensus. It is completely synchronous and heterogeneous. Our network is heterogeneous, which can give a lot of abilities to use our blockchain in a broad type of applications and decentralized steps.
Mm. And how far is the tech? So what's already developed? Do you have a test net? Is something out there?
Of course, sure. We have already developed a base part of our blockchain. It is working now fine. We should months ago next stable version of our blockchain node. And now we have working all features what have another blockchains. We have a virtual machine for smart contracts, which has no limitations as a Solidity smart contracts. We have already working testnet. We can give access to our blockchain through API in our testnet, and every developer can get documentation and try to use our blockchain right now.
So okay, thank you.
It's working, but we have a lot of improvements in the future. But now it is the best things are already working. We have excuse me. We have a wallet, blockchain explorer, etc. All the necessary things for one blockchain we have.
Okay, got ya. Very interesting. And if you, I mean, to what blockchain, existing one, are you most close, or what would you describe? Or is no blockchain? So is your technology unique? So unique that you are really out of existing blockchains with your technology? If you understand my question, maybe it's a bit complicated to formulate.
Who is your closest competitor here in the space? Who is your #1 closest competitor? Max, do you hear us?
I think Max is frozen, right?
I think it's pretty clear that there are no competitors. That's what he's trying to say.
He's on blockchain now.
Well, I mean, it's Ethereum, Solana, and probably some layer 2s that are building the scalability on the layer 1s.
Well, maybe I will put some spoiler here because we made the evaluation calls, of course, with each and every startup before accepting for the pitching session. And they, in particular, named Cardano, Solana, and a couple of others. But of course, underlying that, the power protocol is a way better than they are. So that would be, I think, the answer.
Okay, so Max is away or what?
So
right?
I think that maybe he has some internet problems. So I suggest, I guess that a lot of VCs will have a lot of questions to Max. But guys, yeah, he's rejoining us right now. But I think that it's maybe more or less we created the general understanding of what the guys are doing, what the power is. And dear VCs, I will contact you after the session. Please let me know if you would like to proceed for private discussions, for deal negotiation, etc. And you can ask the questions privately, and we can move forward because I really want you to hear all the pitches today. And thank you very much, Max, if you hear us.
Thank you. Excuse me for interruption. It was
No
a communication problem.
No worries. So everything is good. You made a great job. Please recover as soon as possible because a co-founder needs a lot of energy to drive this.
Of course, sure. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Let's connect later.
Thank you. Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Max. And thank you, Dmitry. And right now, I want to give the word to the startup from Netherlands. The company is called Aimedis. And I remember Jonathan in particular loves startups from Netherlands a lot. And the founder, Michael Kaldash. Yeah,
that's correct.
Kaldash. Okay, sorry if I mispronounced it. So Michael, the mic is yours.
Thank you very much. So guys, let me first excuse myself for not having a video, but I'm in the car at the moment. I'm traveling to the airport because I have to travel tonight. Spontaneous thing. So let me tell you something about Aimedis. So I'm the CEO and founder of Aimedis. Aimedis is a telemedical platform consisting of basically most existing e-health applications that you can imagine, including video chat, prescriptions, appointments. You can connect your tracker devices. You can store all your medical records to the system. You can include your doctors, the hospitals that you're going to, the pharmacies, and everyone is participating in the data that you share. That is the basic thing of Aimedis. The basic idea was, because I'm a doctor myself, been working in hospital for a very long time together with my partner, Ben. And we found out that it is so difficult to get information about patients. Imagine they come to the emergency room or an intensive care unit after an accident or a heart attack, and you don't know anything about them, which can be life-threatening. Let's imagine you don't know anything about their allergies. So there must be some platform where you can recall this information. And there was none, so we developed one and tested it already in the clinical environment, which ran very well. It was during our time as doctors. And based on these experiences, created Aimedis. And the thing is, we include all the e-health applications into one ecosystem and not in single applications, because it's very difficult to adapt medical software into the existing healthcare IT. So there are certain IT elements in hospital that are not going away. You cannot just come around the corner and say, hey guys, I've got a new app and I have 2 or 3 apps and you have to use it, it will not work. So we created an ecosystem that combines it all to lower the hurdle to enter it and to make it adaptable to the existing healthcare IT. So that was the reason why we did it all in one place. The platform is already live. We started it last year, 2020, and it's used in Europe, it's used in Asia. We have partners in Africa, and actually we've built up company in Dubai where we are establishing it in the Middle East. We'll also be part of Arab Health in January. So that's the first part. The second part, which the first part, the platform is basically very patient-centered, right? So the patient is owner of its data. He can control who has access to the data. He can see who accesses the data. We have a blockchain behind the system. It's Quorum blockchain. to store transactions and certain data that is happening inside the system. So imagine you store your health records on the internet. A lot of people will have some, problems with it and will say, I don't trust it. People say it's safe. I have a password, I have two-factor authentication, and the databases are encrypted, but that's all very nice, but I don't know who has access to my data. So a lot of people might think, okay, maybe there's my employer who's possible to see the data. And we prevent this by showing people exactly who accessed the data, when, for what reason, and with which right management, because the right management that we have implemented into the system is a very complex one, very sophisticated. So the patient can decide on each single item what is possible for it. So who can see it, who can access it. And that's why we use the blockchain technology at this place. The next thing in our platform, in our ecosystem, is B2B services, which is more focused on hospitals and the pharmaceutical industry and pharmacies and researchers. It's Aimedis Virtual Hospital and Rehab. That is basically a hospital information system that is much, much more modern than the existing healthcare IT that is in hospitals. So imagine you have a brother, he's in a hospital, and the normal way to getting to know about it is you call the doctor, you go to the hospital, and you're still not up to date because they have no time, etc. With Aimedis Virtual Hospital, you can basically connect to the system and you can get access to the things that are happening to your family member. Let's imagine brother gets a surgery tomorrow and an ultrasound. You can see this in a task list. You can click on it. You can watch videos. You can directly get in touch with the doctors treating your family member. So that's what Aimedis Virtual Hospital does. Aimedis Virtual Rehab that is integrated is bringing rehabilitation applications, including VR, to the system. So COVID showed that it was very difficult to treat rehab patients. So we made a partnership with the World Federation for Neurorehabilitation and will establish certain rehab functionalities into the system. The last thing and the latest part that we added to the system is the Aimedis NFT marketplace called Data Exchange. It's the world's first medical and scientific NFT marketplace. And let me tell you why we do it with NFTs. You could give data or medical data, you can pass it on with a normal blockchain with smart contracts, no problem. But you always have an issue with intellectual property, especially when it comes to medical records or your personal data that you offer for medical trials, for pharmaceutical trials. That is solved with NFTs. And I can tell you, myself and my partner, we've both been working in the pharmaceutical industry. I was a drug safety officer in a CRO, been working for Pfizer, for GlaxoSmithKline, for AstraZeneca. And it showed up that there is a lot of problems with the medical data that you get in these trials. And with the monetization and the usability of this data. And with the NFT marketplace, we solved this issue because you can generate data, you store it into an NFT, it makes the data immutable, it's passed without an intermediate to the institution that uses the data, and it automatically takes care of the royalties, right? So not only the researcher is paid, but also the patient that is opting in to participate. So Aimedis is not using patient data from the records. Patients have to actively opt in to participate in that, and then that data can be anonymized, monetized, and the patient is being part of this and is getting paid for it, which is a great opportunity for everyone, especially for third world countries, for example. So that's where we use the NFTs. So let me tell you a little bit about our numbers. The company was founded in 2017. In 2020, we made a revenue of over $1.5 million. And this year we are going for more than 3 million and are actually in negotiation with partners in the United States to expand to the US market. And yeah, so that's what Aimedis does.
Michael, thanks a lot for this speech. You are perfectly in time, and I know how difficult it could be driving and pitching in parallel. So
no, I'm not driving, but it's loud, and it's not an optimal position to present.
Okay, got it. So pity that you could not share the screen, but all the VCs in Zoom have the link to your InnMind profile with all the details and the pitch deck attached. So guys, you can have a look there. Any questions? I guess Jonathan wants to ask. It's the startup from Netherlands.
Yeah, then I guess I have to jump in. I think first question for me would be, I could imagine that this is also like a hard industry to get a hold of, right? To get into. Like what is this, like, with a lot of regulations, as you said, and like data privacy, and like a lot of law involved, and a lot of, I think, like processes that are like, yeah, very strict. So what is the strategy there for like customer acquisition, and how are you going to push that? How are you going to roll out and get people to adopt what you're building?
Okay, so you're from Germany, right? I heard it correctly.
Yeah.
I'm also German guy, and I've been working in German hospitals, University Hospital Bochum, and in
that's where I was born, actually. That's a coincidence.
Oh, great, cool.
Yeah,
very good. So what you say is perfectly right. There, every country. It's not only about Europe, US, or Asia. Every country has its own healthcare system. So that definitely is a hurdle. But the platform is GDPR compliant, and we are a registered medical product in the European Union. We do have a CE certificate. We are HIPAA compliant. We are actually implementing open FDA APIs into the system to address the US and FDA compatible market, especially where in the Philippines, and they're going after these FDA HIPAA regulations. So the thing is that you cannot fit every country with such a system. So that's a very good question. The thing is that we are we are approaching every country very detailed and very focused. For example, in Germany, for example, we started working, and I think the German market, when it comes to data security, is one of the hardest. And it was due to the fact that we are a medical product, it was possible, and that is basically for the whole European Union. And so the platform matches most of the regulations very well. And the thing is the following, the healthcare system, as you correctly say, is very much over-regulated at the moment still. But COVID has shown that there will have to be adaptations to this, right? People demand more and more e-health applications because they're not going to the doctors. They're not going, to a hospital. They don't like it. A lot of things can be done from home, and people everywhere in the world have the right and have the demand to access e-health. So a lot of systems will simplify that. For example, in Germany, there is this DiGA digital health application that is actually established so that you can get your applications or the apps paid. So the regulators are approaching this needs, and we are moving with that.
Okay, perfect. I think that sounds like you're on a good path there, even considering German regulations. So, thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you, Jonathan. Any other questions from investors to Michael?
Yeah, another German guy.
Hi.
Hi.
Very good.
Yeah, Michael, can you tell please what is the real utility of the token? Because I understand that the platform makes totally sense. So my wife is a doctor, and we even had for 2 years ago similar ideas. So it's somewhere in the space, and it's really cool to see that somewhere doing this. But how do you use blockchain and especially the token? So what's the utility?
So, the thing is, we are following a dual blockchain model. So first, we do have a private blockchain that is Quorum, which is taking care of the transactions inside the system. We did this due to the fact that we didn't want people to pay for transaction fees. And you have to consider that a lot of people, especially patients, doctors, they're not so much into blockchain, right? So you have the system must have the option that you have a blockchain, but for people to not notice it, right? Yeah. Because if you would tell people, hey guys, you got to handle private keys and stuff, this would not work in healthcare, impossible. So we have this in the background. That's a private blockchain. The token is running on Binance Smart Chain. We chose private Binance Smart Chain because it is fast, it has low transaction fees. And when it comes to NFTs, I'm active in the blockchain space for quite some time. And the Ethereum gas fees for minting an NFT or making an operation is just insane. So this was not practical for us. So we went for Binance Smart Chain. The token has basically 5 functionalities. It's a payment and utility token, right? So people can use the token to pay for services inside the system, can use the token to mint the NFTs. It's a utility and it's a social token, because I haven't told you guys about the social medical aspect that we are facing. We are actually developing Aimedis Social, that is the social network for patients, where patients can interact with each other. And, you know, it's very important when you have a chronic disease to talk to other patients who have the same issue, because a doctor can help you, but he will never understand the situation that you are in. So, and what is the issue about, you know, Dr. Google and all these forums and self-help groups? You have a lot of fake information. There is no intrinsic motivation to participate and to offer good information. And the token will be used to incentivize people inside the social medical platform to make them work more actively and to make them participate in what Aimedis is doing. We also implement a governance function to give people the opportunity to decide about certain things happening inside the social medical network, but also when it comes to certain functionalities of the platform. Because we are an open platform, we welcome everyone to participate and give us good tips and ideas, because, you know, we are not perfect in that. And last but not least, the token has a DeFi character. And at the moment, not yet, but it will have, because the NFT marketplace will give people the possibility to really put a price tag on medical data. When I ask someone in the pharmaceutical industry now, what's the price of a medical data set for a patient that has cancer or that has a heart disease and has high blood pressure and diabetes, stuff like that? No one can tell you, because the price of medical data depends on the trial. And a lot of money is burned and a lot of money is put into fake and false data, and that makes it very, very expensive. Nonetheless, medical data will be expensive, but you will have the possibility to price tag it with the NFTs. And then you have the option to leverage data against money, which gives third world countries, you know, maybe some hospitals, they don't have money, they don't have, you know, third party money, but they are sitting on a big treasure, they're sitting on data. And when they participate, the patient, they can leverage data on this NFT marketplace. And so this is the 5th function of the token.
Great, thank you. If you are looking for an IDO, I was visiting your website and I see that you are indeed looking for this. Let's connect, yes. Let's touch the base and chat about this.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
Cool, Michael. So probably you already found a great launchpad to launch your token. Good.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, so if there are no other urgent questions from investors, we can move forward, and you can connect with Michael after the session. Ask us for an intro and I will be extremely happy to make one. So Michael, great job. Thanks a lot. Have a nice flight or travel.
Thank you.
And by the way, I already received in the chat a couple of suggestions and asks to connect with you for partnership also.
Great, awesome. Appreciate very much. Thank you all for listening and for the interest.
Thank you, Michael. Good luck.
Thank you.
And I want to give now the word to another startup. So this time, startup from Australia. And by the way, they seem to be also either competitors or great partners to Aimedis. Itheum, startup that also works in the decentralized data management and brokerage. So Mark Paul is the founder. Mark, are you here?
Hi, everyone. Hi, let me share my screen.
Hi, Mark. Sure. Don't forget 5 minutes, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm sending your profile here in the chat for investors' convenience.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Mark Paul. I'm the founder of Itheum, and Itheum is the world's first decentralized data brokerage that transforms your personal data into a highly tradable asset class. So in the world, there are centralized data brokers, who collect and sell your data. You're all familiar with the first-party data brokers, but there are over 4,000 third-party data brokers who have around 3,000 data points on each one of you. And the reason they do this is because your personal data is worth a lot of money, from $89 for your email to up to $7,000 for your DNA. So the global data brokerage market is around $200 billion per year. Itheum aims to solve this problem with two core products, our data collection and analytics toolkit and our data decks. Think of our data collection and analytics toolkit as a Web 2 to Web 3 bridge of highly structured, outcome-oriented and normalized personal data. And we have some mainstream adoption here in the form of apps already built on this toolkit. And think of our data decks as a suite of Web 3 tools that enable the seamless trade of personal data. And here again, we have got some good traction. As Itheum spans the Web 2 to Web 3 ecosystem of tooling, we got many target users, enterprise data sharing, right up to people who are willing to trade their data, and even people who are willing to speculate on data sets. In the Web 2 side, the market's around 200 billion, and we have a revenue model of a SaaS platform. And in the Web 3 side, conservatively, it's around a $2 billion market, and we're looking at revenue models in this as well. There's a growing number of competitors in this space, which is great because it signals that this is a really upcoming market. Some interesting competitors in Web 2 like Solid, which is founded by Sir Tim Berners-Lee, the founder of the internet, and many Web 3 competitors coming up as well. How we differ from our competitors is we're essentially the end-to-end platform, right? We are a cross-chain core protocol that enables the verifiable personal data to enter Web 3 for the first time in history. So ranging from the bringing in the data from Web 2 into Web 3 through our toolkit, the trade of data through our peer-to-peer trades, data NFTs, which I'll talk about a bit later, and our key feature, a data coalition DAOs, which enable for the bulk selling of data, personal data proofs, which enable for access of personal data, verifiable personal data within smart contracts, and many other features right up to privacy-preserving computation and regulation-friendly computation as well. Effectively, we are the only platform you need for data brokerage on the blockchain. The other way we differentiate is we have a viral go-to-market strategy. Our competitors struggle with adoption, but we have built up a very solid strategy using our data collection and analytics toolkit, our data NFTs, and our data coalitions. And most of this is already built and in our testnet. We got pretty ambitious plans, but we got a solid team as well. Each one of us has over 20 years experience in tech, ranging from working for the government all the way up to the largest banks in the world. And we've got over 5 years experience in blockchain technology, as well as research in blockchain as well. We launched our data collection analytics toolkit. Our first app, the Red Art Challenge, which is a health app, was a finalist in Australia's largest health tech incubator. Its findings were published in a research journal. OK Pulse, which is an employee wellness app built on Itheum, is doing extremely well. We launched the testnet data next 4 months ago. We were a winner at the Polygon Elron Morales hackathon. We were the finalist at the Harmony and DAO Hack hackathon. We won the Hedera and Filecoin hackathon 3 weeks ago. We won the Platon privacy preserving hackathon last week. And we're currently the top 3 in the Polygon hackathon, which is an active hackathon that's happening right now. So we've finished our token design and our tokenomics. We have a token called MIDA, and it has 3 utilities. It allows to facilitate the transactions in the trade within the platform. It's our governance token, and it also can be used to stake against our data coalition DAOs, which boosts or signals good data quality. We've been bootstrapped and grant funded up to now, but we've really reached a point. We really want to take this to the next level. So we're looking to raise a seed round of 750K and a private round of 5 million before we head into our IDO early next year. We will use the funds to grow our team from 3 to 26, essentially in the engineering side, and we have sufficient runway to deliver our milestones. We already have our data decks deployed in 3 blockchains across 4 testnets as well. So the ask, just to summarize, is we're looking for strategic VCs to come on board and help us lead the seed and private rounds to raise 5.75 million for 13% of our token supply. And the opportunity, well, data tokens are huge potential, are undervalued because they provide real world utility. Facebook spoke about the metaverse, and they spoke about new models of data ownership using crypto technology. They're talking about NFTs and gaming, but they're also talking about data. And Itheum is such a protocol. We are a core protocol that can make something like this happen. You can look at us as the data platform for the metaverse. Like I said, we're already deployed in many testnets, so you can actually try a lot of the things that I spoke about right now. And that's it from me. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm happy to take some questions now.
You are exactly in time. Thanks a lot, Mark, and great speech. By the way, how do you consider, you listened to the previous speech of the startup also working with health data. Are you competitors or are you partners, potential partners?
I think we are potential partners. We are a holistic personal data platform. So we don't want to narrow ourselves down to health or one of these areas. We are providing the core infrastructure for many of these apps to be built on. Red Heart Challenge, for example, is an app built on Itheum, which is a cardiovascular health app. So I feel like we are partners rather than competitors.
Yeah, Mark, let's talk, definitely.
Guys, I will be happy to connect you. You can connect in InnMind chat or I can introduce you in Telegram.
Yes, that'll be great.
Good. Then questions from VCs. Guys, don't hesitate. And don't forget to unmute yourself. Vangelis, Asa, Jonathan, Stan.
Yeah, I can. If nobody wants, I will ask. So Mark, you say, or you call yourself a protocol, but as far as I understand, you are rather using Polygon, right, as a blockchain for a set of your smart contracts which are building Itheum. So it's not a protocol like we understand this, right? It's a high level protocol. It's rather a set of smart contracts. Am I correct?
Yes. So if you look at it, yeah, if you look at a layer 1 protocol, then you're talking about blockchains. But if you look at abstraction above that, so what we are doing is we are building a protocol for data transfer, which it would not happen on the layer 1 because of obviously you don't want to deal with that kind of data stuff on layer 1. So we are an abstraction on top of that. Now, that being said, we aim to be cross-chain, so we'll deploy across all blockchains, and where the real protocol element comes in here is how we facilitate data trade between chains. So think of us, we're creating the infrastructure. So if you look at it, there's the FAT protocols, and then one level above that is abstractions like us, right? Like the graph, like even Chainlink, right? Chainlink could work across multiple blockchains, but they are a protocol for data. We're in that level. And on top of us, you would see DApps and even just regular apps being built.
Okay. So, but you are more on EVM blockchains, right? So you, EVM, so Ethereum virtual machine blockchains, so like Polygon, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, etc. This is
that's right.
So okay, understand, because of solidity, right? And with solidity, it's very easy to develop. And what's the utility of the token?
Yeah. So yeah, we are EVM at the moment, but we are building a version on Hedera because we want the grant. So we will work across, and we're looking at it. But we are EVM because we want the interoperability, right? We want to run it across multiple chains. The utility of the token first is that it facilitates the trade. To buy and sell data, you need the token. You can even buy data NFTs. So data NFTs are the real viral feature that we're going after. Second is it's the governance token for the Ethereum platform. And third is the part that we are really excited about is our data coalitions. This is the bulk selling data union. And you can stake the token within it to signal good data quality and facilitate the bulk sale of data.
Okay, interesting. Not so long ago, we launched Cyrus on Scaleswap. Maybe you know this. And
I know them.
Indeed, it's so it's quite in the same direction, right? Where you're going, and maybe you can tell the main difference to Cyrus, if any.
Yes, so we study the competition like crazy. So Cyrus has taken a hardware first approach to this, right? The deploying hardware into houses and using it as the gateway. We're taking, and how we differ mainly is we're taking the software first approach because that's the lower barrier to entry. And second, our philosophy is not all blockchain is going to go through the, not all data is going to go through the blockchain. There's just too much of data. So Ethereum's apps, if you look at Ethereum's apps, they are focused around an outcome. So they're outcome oriented, highly structured data like our Red Heart Challenge app collects cardiovascular health, which is very outcome oriented. OK Pulse app, which is virtual employee wellness, collects that specific. So we are taking a different approach. We're saying if you want really valuable data, you can't just take all data in because it's not going to scale. You need to focus on highly valuable data sets. Okay. So that's how we felt.
Great, thank you. No, let's touch.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Sorry, just a very quick question. Can you help me understand a little bit from the use case point of view? Let's say that I'm a user. How can I use your system in order to be able to share my data and also choose whether I want to share it encrypted or not encrypted, and with whom I want to share it? Is it a plugin in the browser? How will the everyday people are going to be able to use it? And then what kind of options will they have in regards to whom they share the data to, how, and whether they allow the companies, for example, to run their machine learning, like AI algorithms on that data, maybe in an encrypted way so that they don't actually see the data, right?
Yeah, no, great question. Yeah, no, that's a great question. So firstly, we allow for apps to be built on. So enterprises, they can build apps that collect these structured data. But as an end user, you don't have to join one of these apps. You can actually go into our data decks and sell any arbitrary data set, just like what you can do with Ocean and Streamer and all these things. So you can do that too with Itheum. And thirdly, even if you don't want to sell your data, you can actually go into our data coalitions area in our decks, which are grouped bulked coalitions. They're like DAOs, they're actually DAOs. And you can stake and you can kind of participate in this. So you don't have to sell your data to participate. Now, the second part of your question is the privacy preserving part. How is this different to everybody else? Data coalitions is our key feature. And this is something that's been talked about in the academic side of data unions, right? Collecting data, having the collective bargaining power. We've taken a slightly different approach to it. We have done data unions, but as a DAO. And you can actually go and join the data coalition. You can see who's running the coalition. They might be enterprises, they might even be government. And you can, if you are aligned to their mission, you can attach your data to the coalition. And they group similar data, and then they bulk sell it, and they mediate the sale, and then you get a micropayment at the end of it. The data coalitions also can work with our trusted computation framework, which way you can provide data to the computation framework. Algorithms can come in, and then it can be handled as a trusted computation. We also have regional decentralization hubs. So in the event you don't want the data to leave a specific region, GDPR, for example, you can focus it into a decentralized regional hub with trusted computation on it, and then enterprises can come in there and process it. We are actually building the trusted computation framework right now with a partnership with Platon, which is a privacy preserving blockchain.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Vangelis and Stan, for the great questions. I think the rest of the questions can be proceeded privately. Mark, great job. We also receive quite a lot of comments regarding Itheum in YouTube chat, and also you already have some interest from the VCs for an intro with you. So we will proceed after the session. Great job one more time.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. And I have another startup right now, from Hong Kong, Solchicks. We started the conversation today with the pitch of the power and discussing also Solana. So Solchicks is the gaming startup on Solana. And we have two co-founders today, William in Australia and Hayden in Hong Kong. Who will be pitching? William?
Hey everyone, I'll be pitching.
Okay, great. William, you can start screen sharing.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk today about Solchicks. So probably where I'll start is just really talking about the play to earn space, gaming space. It's a really, really exciting space. If you look at, for example, all the good games, or all the games actually that have turned up in the last year, the ROI that they've made is pretty remarkable. And in particular, probably one that stands out is Axie Infinity. I'm sure some of you have already heard of that. In the last 6 months alone, they've made some ridiculous amount of percentage in terms of return. They're now sitting on a 13 billion market cap. They have a 2 million daily users. And this game is, in traditional world, you just cannot get the type of returns that you're seeing here. And a large part of why they're doing that is because why they managed to achieve such a great result is because a lot of the users that they have are actually playing the game to actually earn money. And that's transforming a lot of economies around the world. At the moment, Southeast Asia is a major target. It's literally transforming how people, earn money and actually moving people across different classes to a different type of livelihood. We found that quite amazing. But I guess when we looked at Axie, we had a few issues with Axie. Number one, when it was first built, it was actually built on the Ethereum blockchain. And as you all know, there's a lot of issues with a lot of gas fees, congestion, etc. The second issue was that Axie in itself wasn't actually a great game to play. If you actually play it, it's actually quite boring. And so it's a true play to earn game. It's not play and earned. There's very, very little entertainment value that came out of it. And so what we set out to do, we started this company about 2 months ago. We set out to basically create a game on a really great blockchain, Solana, which we thought would be the best from a technical point of view, but probably more so from an adoption point of view, would be the best blockchain. But then secondly, we've set out to play a game, create a game that was actually fun and really, really actually something that had entertainment value. Solana, as you know, is still very, very in its infancy. There's very, very little games compared to the Ethereum blockchain. And so there's a lot of space right now for a really good game to come in and take first mover advantage. And that's why we're so excited by it. So we started Solchicks because we really wanted to create a good game, fantasy NFT, PvP, peep to earn, on Solana. Probably I'll just skip some of these slides. But if you look at this slide, which has some of the demographics of what we're trying to do, you can see that it's actually high quality, but also it's a game that people will actually pick up and actually play. And so that's what I really, really like about this. It's not a AAA game. So we're not trying to spend 3 years or 4 years developing a star atlas. What our philosophy is that if you have the right team and you have the right speed and you're the first to market, you can develop a competitive advantage in the form of a first mover advantage that once you actually establish it becomes very, very hard for any later games to take market share from you. And so that's what we set out to do. So we started 2 months ago. We've accomplished quite a lot. So we actually have a trailer on the website that you can actually look at later. We sold our initial NFTs. That we sold more than $2.2 million in the space of a few minutes. Our Discord channel today has 70,000 people. We have Twitter followers, that is a bit old, of 25,000. And we've just started our Telegram group literally 5 days ago. And it's already got 7,000 people. So the community loves our product. And I think that's really, really important because we have actually shown them proof of concept. Probably in terms of, I think there are probably the key issue or some issue is that there are a lot of games out there. And probably the one thing that's quite common across all of the games is that they are actually developed by game people or game developers. And that's really great. But I have a strong belief that you should never let game development people actually run the business because they don't know how to move quickly. They don't know how to create the right organization structure, and they don't know how to actually turn a game or a fun game into something that's revenue generating and profitable. And so when we build our team, we've spent a lot of time. I've spent a lot of time building our team. We now have 70 people. The team is broken roughly into 3 parts. We've got what I call the business operations people. And in our business operations people, we've got top tier talent. So, Wharton, McKinsey, Bain, these are all blue chip business people. We've then also got a blue chip game development team from Korea. So the Korean team that we managed to find, and it took a long time to find, they've all ex-MapleStory, all Line Game, right? All these Dungeon Fighter. These are all top tier games in Korea. And then thirdly, probably and most importantly, we have a really, really strong community team. So what I've spent a lot of time doing is the people who've bought our NFTs and chatting in the community, I've gone and actively get to know them, and I've combined their initial passion for, our product with a financial incentive. And what that has created is that we have people in our team that just work 16 to 18 hours all the time, just, sprouting about Solchicks and spreading the name. And you cannot get that if you were just paying someone a salary. So probably this, we have a huge team across the world, a lot of partnerships, a lot of roadmap. Where we are today is I think we're in the right industry space in terms of play to earn. I think we're on the right blockchain, and I think we have the best team out there. And I think probably most important of all, the team is a very dedicated team that's passionate and working around the clock. My COO, he missed his birthday last week because he was just working all the time. And I think what that creates is that the ability to able to actually come out with a game as really, really quickly and start developing that first mover advantage. We will actually have a demo out in the next 10 days. That's 2 months after starting, which is a sign of how dedicated and how fast moving we are versus other competitors. From a fundraising point of view, we started our fundraise last week. We're raising 4 million seed. We're already actually, to be honest, we're 4 times oversubscribed. So we have hard commitments of 12 mil already. But I guess I'm still very open to hearing about investors who can bring out value add to the product that we're trying to develop then, as well as the roadmap and the dream that we're trying to do over the next 6 to 12 months.
Thank you, William, for your presentation. Unfortunately, the time is over for the pitch, but I think that you can cover some extra info in the Q&A session. So, investors, please feel free to ask your questions to William.
May I start with the question that probably most of investors have? Can you talk to us a little bit more about what's the kind of unique insight in a few simple words about the token structure that you've created so that you can make this game also financially appealing to people? Because from what we're seeing now in the Philippines, for instance, I think it was something like 40% of the population was playing Axie Infinity, right? So yes, it needs to be like a very beautiful game, but at the same time, what kind of game theory and token structure are you using, and why is it special?
So, I mean, the why Axie is so important, right? And why it's so successful is because it's transforming how people actually play and actually earning money. They can actually earn money much, playing Axie, even renting an Axie from someone and earn 2-3 times the income that they would normally have. That creates hype because what happens is that they share it with their friends, other people get on it, and then other people start paying for, for example, cosmetics, or for example, to breed an Axie. So there's real revenue out of this. And that's how we design the token economics. So we have 40%, nearly 40% of the token economics allocated to what we call ecosystem rewards. That's the form of, like, for example, when you accomplish a quest, you'll get a certain token, and then you'll be able to use that to breed, and then you can actually trade that on the secondary market in order to ascribe a value out of that. So and it's a much more complex topic. We actually have 4 different tokens, but that's the high level answer to your question.
Good. So, any other questions? And by the way, Vangelis, you are satisfied with the answer?
No, to be honest, but I understand we don't have much time because I heard like 4 tokens, so that intrigued me, and now I'm super curious, and I would like to learn more about why 4 tokens and not 2. I mean, I understand on a high level.
It's really important. So maybe you elaborate a little bit more. Yeah, we are limited in time.
Please.
But William, if you can clarify this to investors, because it's really important. All the rest questions, the more you make clear it now, the more requests for intro you will receive right after the session.
Yeah, so it's a very complex topic because we've spent a lot of time designing the game mechanics and how it all works. The short answer is there's 4 different tokens because they serve different functions. One's a governance token, one's an in-game token that you get as coins when you defeat a monster, but you can't actually trade it out of it. And the reason why we have that is because we don't want this to be a pay-to-earn game. And then we have 2 other tokens that are basically a solution to our NFTs. When players have to have an NFT to play this game, but you can trade tokens, you can trade the NFTs, and when you trade them, you basically start from scratch. And so there's a mechanism in there that allows people who are outside the original 10,000 to actually play. And then secondly, there's another mechanism that lets them transfer all their saved progress when they actually trade or sell an account. So that's a high level answer. I can probably give you a more detailed, but probably another time.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, William. Thank you, Vangelis. I think, bless you. I think that we can move forward now, and we will make intros. Let us know, and we will introduce you with William and Solchicks game. Yeah, so you can stop your screen sharing. And just a short comment to all the founders here. So please ensure that you edit in the Telegram contacts me and Abdul from InnMind team, so that when we make an intro, it will go smoothly and we will not have any complications in adding you to the chats with investors. So yeah, I have another startup to invite right now. So let me invite Blind Protocol, because I guess that okay, Pablo, are you here?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yeah, so you have an appointment with doctor, so it's better that you pitch now, right?
Yes, if it would be possible, that would be great.
Okay,
Sorry,
so a small change here.
So
I present you Pablo Clemente from Spain, from Blind Protocol. And Pablo, please, the mic is yours, and then you will be okay with your schedule.
Thank you. I am going to share my screen. Oops, need to give some permissions. Oops, I have to quit Zoom a second because I have to give permissions to share screen. Just one second.
I'll share it. I'll share it. I'll share it myself.
Okay.
You can pitch. Yeah,
sure. Thank you, man.
Okay.
Good. So please start.
Sure. Great. Thank you very much. I'm Pablo, and we're here to talk about Blind. And the first thing to consider before entering into Blind is, can you go to the next slide, is the problem that current blockchains face. Blockchain networks are really great for traceability and accountability of people who do transactions there, but they lack lots of privacy aspects. In fact, if we look at things like DeFi and NFT, decentralized applications, every user there is worried in the end of exposing a wallet address, which could lead to a terrible and disastrous situation, among many security dangers. And what's worse is that many decentralized applications are willing to add privacy protections, but they don't have the scalable tools to do that. It even gets more complicated because we have a wide variety of cryptographic signatures and privacy mechanisms, and sometimes it's very hard to see which one is the best you should use, or which one you need in each situation, or how you should do the best for your application. Our solution to this problem is what we call Blind. Blind is an extremely innovative protocol which is designed for built-in decentralized applications with privacy options built in. It is a complete framework which gives you all the elements you need to completely secure and anonymize everything you do on a blockchain or transaction or decentralized application. I will see how it works in a minute. Basically, what we do is we give everyone who needs privacy an out-of-the-box solution with everything working under the hood. You can customize as much as you need, as we will see in a second, but we give the best practices and versatile tools for various privacy actions all in one platform. This has lots of use cases. If you think about confidential data sharing, making sure that the data shared between parties remains completely confidential. But not only that, we are able to maintain integrity thanks to the platform and make sure that data has not been tampered when it's been transferred. We also are able to do anonymous blockchain transactions with participants, ensuring that senders and receivers are completely anonymous. And we even allow tags so that the user can connect to different events and realize when the sending of those events takes place, so that they can develop applications taking that into account. There are lots of applications which would benefit like this, like secret voting, registries, and other systems which need privacy. And of course, like I mentioned before, secret financial transactions, ensuring not only the confidentiality of the transfer amounts that you are going to give, but also protection against threats like double spending attacks. By default, Blind supports all of the current standard security protocols which are being used, like SACP 256, SACP 522, ECDS, EDDSA, and hash functions like SHA 256, 512, and script, even encryption algorithms like AS 256 bits, which is the current military standard. But the thing is that, as we will see, we will be able to expand of this and make it extremely future-proof. And we will be able to give all of this to anyone who needs them without having to worry about how to implement them. It will be an out-of-the-box solution where we'll just provide all of the security right when you need it. We will also support better security of the network with multi-signatures, rinse signatures, one-time signatures, and post-quantum signature algorithms, all without having to worry about how this is being run. And to make it even better, we have other network components which make it extremely secure and reliable, like zero knowledge proofs, decentralized stores, bridges to other blockchain networks, and secret smart contracts to whoever needs them. Blind will support something called the Blind token. The Blind token is a native currency that will be used in Blind, and it is designed for payments between counterparties, stacking delegates and forming validators, contracts execution, payments for cryptographic options, decentralized stores, and all the protocol rules and many changes will be doing using voting procedures. The DAO is the main core of how Blind works, and it will be responsible for managing the system. But the great thing is that members will be able to expand on the list of supported hash functions, encryption algorithms, and signatures, which means that not only will you be able to adapt Blind to wherever you need, it will be as future-proof as possible, because anything that comes out with a more secure protocol will be able to be incorporated into Blind and used outside of the box. This is a bit of our token economics. We have a total supply of 1,000 million tokens, of which 20% will go to public sale, 16% to team and advisors, staking rewards will be 6%, marketing exchanges 10%, DAO and treasury will be 30%, reserve at 30%, and liquidity providing rewards will be 5%. Our roadmap is we have 100K pre-seed raised, and we're currently working on tech development. We started a product kickoff in Q2 of 2021. We started Q3, we started going into basic crypto techniques implementing, and we plan to release our Q4 of 2021 our first testnet. We are working towards a second testnet in Q1 of 2022 using a Sphinx signature and bulletproofs implementing, and we will move toward bridges to Ethereum and Flow networks, and a third testnet will have final mainnet in Q3 of 2022. Basically, the team we are currently running this are 3 managers with 2 founders and 1 general manager, which is me, 14 software engineers and DLT experts, 3 designers, and 2 people for business development and communication. And that would be all for me. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions or anything I can help you with?
Thank you very much. It was the fastest speech I ever heard. You could be a good rapper, definitely. And yeah, we also have here Dimitris, who is a co-founder at CTO. Right? Sorry.
Yeah, bit of a mistake. There are a lot of Dimitrises in this chat. Yeah.
No, sorry, no, but we have your partner, Pablo. So
yeah, I am the CEO of the group that owns Blind Protocol, but Pablo is the lead of the project.
Perfect. So please, questions to the Blind Protocol. Vangelis?
May I start?
Yeah.
Or Vangelis?
No, please. No, go. Because I said before, it's I don't want to. Yeah.
No problem. So I love this protocol story every time. So can you please tell Pablo, what's you spoke about secret smart contract? What do you mean by this?
Yeah, Manuel, feel free to jump in at any moment.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the question?
The question was about secret smart contracts. What? Yeah, or maybe I was. I read something like secret smart contracts on the pitch, and I never heard this word. Therefore,
no.
To ask what is this?
No. It means that once you have smart contracts and you need, so the thing is, in blockchain and in the industry, we all love it. We're all super enthusiastic, everyone here. And it's great to have the openness, the auditability, the traceability, but we're lacking the privacy. And there are some solutions that just want to do it in the financial side, but not in other layers such as smart contracts, such as passing of information. There are other, like data management, registries, voting. So there are plenty of other scenarios where you need this layer of privacy. And that's why we call of secret smart contracts. Sometimes you need to run a smart contract on the blockchains, but you don't want it to get that visibility on the ledger that everybody can access to it. And that's what we mean by secret smart contracts. We don't mean that we do a secret smart contract. We do the appropriate tools to give privacy to smart contracts that happen in the different blockchains. And most of all, we allow dApps and other protocols and other companies to develop on our framework to add these layers of privacy and anonymity and confidentiality to whatever they feel necessary. So I understand that maybe the term can be misleading, but it's not that we do. It's impossible to do a secret.
Yeah, therefore I was asking.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Can you help us understand a little bit more about where your protocol sits? Is it a layer 1? Is it layer 2? Is it compatible with all the other blockchains right now? So let's say, for example, that someone is building a dApp on it and they want to be EVM compatible and they want to use your protocol in order to add some form of privacy. How does it work? What are the tools for the developers? And then how does it work with the other layers?
Well, exactly. I mean, so the most illegal part, I can't answer it. We have to bring our CTO inside. But yeah, so the thing is that right now, most of the when you go into the first layer and they develop on Ethereum, that's one of the main problems, that you can't jump into other chains, and the connection between them, it's really tough. On our side, one of the key important thing for us was exactly that. Okay, giving the flexibility to connect between all different blockchains and give that security and that anonymity and that layer of confidentiality and anonymity in all of them, and I can't answer the technical part. We have it all for our CTO, but he didn't want to. Of course, he doesn't want to pitch, but we're happy to jump on a call with him, because I can't answer that question right now.
Okay, because I have the same similar questions, and it's if you speak about layer 1 protocols, right, and blind should be layer 1 protocol.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's very very important to understand what's really inside there. So what's virtual machine, what's the language, how is the consensus mechanics,
yeah,
transactions, every maybe if you cannot answer this in this session, let's jump on the call.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to bring our CTO here to dig deep into the technology. Our light paper, of course, has all the information, but unfortunately, I don't have the knowledge to answer this kind of question.
No worries, we can connect you after the session, and then you can jump on a call. And
I am the business guy, so I'm sorry, guys.
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
Any business questions to the business guy?
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess what's the business model? How do you make money?
Oh, of course, our token, our own token is the main way of using money. Although it has, as Pablo was said in his super speedy pitch, all the use inside the protocol, because you need the token to operate almost everything. No, but apart from that, of course, every time a company wants to use our framework and wants to use what we've built in order to give this layer of privacy to their own businesses. And as I said, in any chain, we'll of course be part of. They have to pay us to make this, and that's like the two main parts of our business model. One, as our own holders of the token that has a real use in everything that's done in the protocol, and of course, every time that somebody wants to connect, they have to be part of how do you say it?
Rather private blockchain what you are building, right? It's not really a public blockchain. It's more.
No.
It's public.
No. It's totally private.
It's private.
Yeah, totally private.
So it's private blockchain. It's for companies. So rather for B2B. It's not for B2C. It's not for everyone.
Totally B2B. It's totally B2B.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's permissioned.
Yeah, but for example,
permission.
Yeah, because for example, for B2C, there's I mean, what do you, as a user, when do you want privacy? You want privacy for your wallet, and there's already a company that does that. It's called I think it's Blink, or well, I mean, and they do a private wallet where you don't see your transactions, and that's fine for the user. We are not there. We think that there's a need to offer privacy solutions to other companies that want to build dApps and work on decentralized on a decentralized layer, and that's where we jump in. So no, we don't have B2C, and I don't think we should, because these guys do an excellent job with their private wallet.
Got you.
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable. So we can introduce you later to all the interested parties, and you can pitch and answer all the questions privately. And now we need to move forward. So thanks a lot, Pablo. And sorry, you did not change your name in the description, so I always forget. But Pablo's partner, yeah.
Manuel, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, moving forward. A SmartPlaces Protocol company from Liechtenstein, and the founder Hunglu, and also the CTO Dimitris from Greece.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, hello, Hung, and yeah, please start your pitch.
Yes, of course. So welcome to the SmartPlaces Protocol, the first social token which rewards real-life interactions. Yeah, so in everyday life, there are so many situations where there are so many people directly around you, and you might want to connect with them, but it's simply difficult and nearly impossible. So imagine a situation where you're at your favorite beach and everything is full of trash, and you might want to connect with somebody to clean the beach. So how would you connect with other persons directly around you? Or remember the situations in universities or school. Yeah, when you didn't understand the stuff and you might want to connect with all the people around you, but it's might be difficult in doing so. Or another situation at networking. Yeah, we all know the situations. You are at exhibitions or conventions and you might looking for someone with specific business skills, but how would you find them? So the problem here is that you aren't sure of the other's interests, and the question is, what if thoughts were visible? And we offer a technical solution in order to enable users to make those thoughts visible. And in doing so, those users are rewarded with tokens. So our big vision of this is to create a new era of socializing, so users don't miss everyday life opportunities anymore. So don't be on the couch, go outside, socialize, and connect with others in real life situations. So from the user's perspective, I would expect from the technical perspective that it has to be fast, it has to be easy to use, just like one click, like Shazam. I don't want to have a prominent profile when I want to connect with others around me. And in general, social networks are a battle of attention. Yeah, and that's why we bring it to a new level by introducing NFTs into a social media context. Yeah, so users are now able to have NFTs to impress others and to get more attention. Yeah, and the NFT case also would be our first revenue model, where users can buy NFTs as gifts and they can donate it to other users. They can also buy NFT avatars in order to outstand and to get a small edge. And yeah, with our social network evolving, we have, of course, other revenue models. The question is, why do we need the token? Everybody would benefit from such an evolving ecosystem where you don't miss real life opportunities anymore. So the value of social networks arises from the users' contributions. And this is, we are all building this. And thus, we have this rewarding token, which captures the value and thus let users participate in gains. Yeah, our beautiful vision of building this social network is backed by a versatile and appealing team. Yeah, the founders have a solid financial and legal background, and besides being serial entrepreneurs, we have experienced members in the blockchain space, having worked on many DeFi and NFT blockchain projects, and also one guy from 2013. Yeah, so we are right now we are just about to start our fundraising phase. And we offer to our early investors a token with a 30% discount to the public sale. And maybe big emphasis on our initial market cap is very low, which allows a huge potential for value increase. Yeah, also, as this is a long-term project, the tokens of the teams is vesting for 3 years, which also gives another security for the investors. But this is not all. We have another, we minimize the risk for the investors because we have the first mover advantage. We don't only have this unique vision, but we also have an exceptional team and a ready mobile app which will be launched shortly after the IDO. Yeah, so looking at our roadmap, our achievements are that we have now a very big team of 14 members. We've already developed our mobile app, which will be launched shortly after the IDO. And after the IDO, we have a straightforward and very exciting roadmap by introducing an own NFT marketplace. Yeah, and then integrating partner stores where the NFT gifts can be redeemed. In the midterm, we are very excited to develop an API in order to offer our framework to other applications where instant connecting in real life is rewarded. Yeah, as we are a blockchain project, we have big emphasis that everything is decentralized, beginning from data storage, data monetization, and geolocation, and finally becoming DAO. And at the end level, also an implementation into the now an upcoming augmented reality technology is planned. So thank you very much for your attention.
Sorry, I was muted. Thanks a lot, Hunlu. Great pitch and perfect timing. So any questions to SmartPlaces Protocol team? They are trying to save us from COVID restrictions. Yeah, Vangelis, keep going.
Can I start, please? Thank you. I'm not quite sure about the focus on the value proposition in the end user. Is there a specific segment that you're focusing on, or are you kind of spread in terms of the type of customers that you're going after?
Exactly. As we want to build like a social network, we have to focus on the use cases and also on getting the right users to be to onboard on this all. So in order to have a new social network evolving, you have the value proposition is that it has to be easy to understand, it has to be easy to onboard, it doesn't have to be complicated, and the user has to understand quickly the benefits of this use case, by just connecting, getting rewarded, and contributing to build something great.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions to SmartPlaces team? Okay, I think that the rest questions can be asked in private mode. So guys, thank you very much. Hunglu, great pitch, thanks a lot. And we will move forward and connect you with interested investors after the session. And I want to give the word to another startup, this time from United Arab Emirates, a local trader, and the founder, Pavel Luchikovsky. Pavel, please start your pitch and screen share, of course. Pavel?
Hello, I'm sorry, I've been muted. Originally, we are not from the United Arab Emirates. We are from Ukraine. We have a head office in Arab Emirates. We are sitting there. We are developers, head office, and etc. So we registered in the Arab Emirates.
Okay, so I just see the description.
Originally, yes, Pablo. So
will you share your screen, please?
Yes, just turning the sharing. Yes, here is a pitch deck. You see it?
Yes, please go on.
We are a local trade, and initially it's a centralized exchange. We existed for 3 years already, but now crypto market is emerging, and we are making the DeFi marketplace. So the main issue in the crypto market and the DeFi market, that is this is a high investment threshold, the high commissions for the Ethereum blockchains and other blockchains, And the main thing is the high technological barriers to invest in DeFi. And our main goal is to simplify and make the DeFi simple, efficient, compliant, and accessible. So we are utilizing the experience and the technology to aggregate the significant financial offerings on one platform and to make them suitable for retail investors. And establishing the partnership with other crypto companies, technological companies like Hutchinson and Amplify, Crystal Blockchains, we are aggregating on the one platform the unique solutions to develop the DeFi scene together. So here is like aggregating on one platform and developing the DeFi sector. So the first product of our DeFi ecosystem is a NeoBroker Smart Funds. It's a product where users can collectively purchase a share of a pre-IPO companies in a form of tokenized securities and receive profits when such shares are deemed post-IPO. It's powered by the Amplify, our technological and legal partner. So the first thing is a legal partner, because we do all the decentralized and the technological thing on our platform, and they do all the legal things with the tokenization and etc. So they have the unique legal solution to sell the pre-IPO company, pre-IPO share company shares to the retail investors. And with the tokenization and with our DeFi lab, on the Binance Smart Chain, the users can buy the shares even with a $10 check. So the second thing in our ecosystem is a DeFi wallet. So it's a non-custodial wallet for iOS and Android, where you can buy a Bitcoin, swap it to BNB cross-chain with Atomic Swap with use of our pools, and dive into DeFi with one click. So it represents our vision on the next generation of the DeFi investment. So now we have a token sale, and we already closed the round A with the $1 million investment round. So and now we are open for the round B. It's $7.6 million round. We just started it. Here is already raised tokens. Round B started just a few days ago. Here is our team. I'm a CTO. I have 5 years experience in crypto processing, acquiring solutions, to crypto gateways. And our CEO, I know that he's been pitching on the InnMind session with the Purify. It's a good protocol. We have made the ML compliance with the protocol. So, and now we have good advisors and ambassadors from Latin America, because our product is made for the emerging market, like in Africa, CIS, and Latin America. Because of they don't have access to the good financial products, but they are looking for this, and it's good. It's easy for them it's easy to adopt that products in the emerging market. So it's not here is our ecosystem like a map, like a NeoBroker, yield farming aggregator, and the launchpad. Here is the roadmap. We are launching the NeoBroker Smart Fund next week. It's almost ready. After that, we are launching the yield farming aggregator. We're going to aggregate the farming opportunities on the DeFi market on one platform to simplify the users to choose between farming opportunities. And this year, we're launching the DeFi wallet for iOS. And on the Q1 the next year, we're launching the launchpad. Q2, our own DEX with the leverage DEX. Then the Cancel Invest Pool and the Neobank app. It's we want to try developing the Neobank with the with a card for the emerging market, because as you know, in Ukraine and the CIS countries now is the crypto is developing so fast, and the banks starting to give them the solutions for crypto acquiring, for issuing card, and etc. We are working with the government to open the non-custodial application, non-custodial crypto solution with a card. So here is our vision that DeFi market comparing to the TradeFi market, and we want to develop the DeFi and to develop the vision on the market that fully non-custodial, fully controlled by the user. That it has too big opportunity to grow into too much. How to say? It has the opportunity to grow. Yes. So that's it. If you have a question, you can ask.
Yeah. Thank you, Pavel. Really good and short pitch. Any questions to Pavel? And by the way, I already received in the chat requests to connect with you for potential partnership. So great job. Any questions? Stan, Vangelis, Maria. Maria is keeping silent, so probably she's making notes.
I'm actually making some notes.
Okay, do you have any questions to local trade?
Not currently. Thank you so much for the pitch.
Thank you, Maria. Stan?
Maybe I have a question. So what's the state of technology? So what's the state of technology? So when are you ready to launch all these products?
Yes, we're launching the first product next week. It's a NeoBroker Smart Fund, and we almost finished the development of the iOS application, and it would be available, I think, in December, late December. The Android application will be available late January, maybe, because we're just in the middle of the development, and it's we're working on it. And then we had right after the launch of the all this wallet, we are launching the launchpad. It's not so hard product, and I forgot about to say about our token utility. So you can use the token to receive to get the opportunities at our better opportunities in our product, like in our broker, to get access for the better shares of the better companies and etc. So
okay, and you must have some number of tokens, right? So it's more number, more better access, or
like yes, it's the graduation, the ranks, yes.
And this Neo broker, so what's inside there? What's the functionalities?
The functionality is just a second, turn into the so you can purchase the share of the pre-IPO companies at the form of the Binance Smart Chain tokens. So you can do it without a QAC. You can just connect your wallet supporting the smart chain and buy the Binance Smart Chain token based on the economic interest in the common stocks of the Unicorn Organization Corp. It's a MB-safe company. So they do all the legal things, and we issue the token backed by their stocks, and you can buy the tokens on our platform, and then P2P, peer-to-peer sell in our platform to other users of the tokens, and after you can change it to their real funds for the MBC.
Okay, so you took a nice securities, right? But
yes.
Is your token not but your token is not a security, right? Or your own token, your utility token. Is there a chance or a risk that this token can be a security?
Our token that issues for the Neo broker,
yes,
or our own token?
Your own token.
So is it a security token or?
Yeah, so this was my question. You checked that your token is utility token, not a security, right? Your own token. What you are
Our own token, yes. But we issue for as you see here, the Revolut, Airbnb, it's Ambisafe, the companies that previously featured on the Ambisafe. And now it's featured now the shares of tokenized shares of Kraken. You would be able to buy next week in our platform, and we issue tokens that backed by the unique tokens for Kraken pool. It's backed by the relative stocks on the Unicorn Tokenization Corp. So it backs by with the breach because they issue their own token. They governs with they deal with the government to get them. How to say? Ivan can explain in English better the mechanics of the legal mechanics. Ivan, can you please? Just a second, because we're. Yes.
Oh, guys, I think sorry, Ivan, when you switch on your sound.
Yes, let me explain that real quick for you. So talking about our token, it's playing mostly a utility form, utility functionality, but any cryptocurrency token can be considered a security from the legal side of things in some governments. But talking from strictly functional side, we do not consider it to be a security token, more of a utility token. Why we're talking about tokenized securities here? It's because these BST issued tokens, they represent economical interest and they're backed by relative shares of the companies that are featured, that are provided for us by Ambisafe platform and that are featured and Unicorn Tokenization Corp. So what Unicorn Tokenization Corp does, it's a fund that actually owns shares of companies, and it allows users to, it actually stands like a broker, like a brokerage firm for us. And it allows us to provide users with an opportunity to invest in those fractionalized tokens, just like with Robinhood's fractionalized shares. So if you're talking from the core mechanic, these tokenized securities can be perceived something like stable coins, but they're pegged not to the US dollar, but essentially to the stock that lies underneath them.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Ivan and Pavel. And I think the rest of the questions you can discuss privately with Stan and with other interested investors. So we will move forward now. Please stop your screen sharing. And I want to give the word to another startup in the gaming sector from Nigeria, Scorefarm, and the founder, Simi Soluva.
Yeah, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, please start your screen sharing.
Okay.
And start your presentation. I hope it's not too late time right now in Nigeria.
Yeah, it's evening already.
Okay. So you have.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, no problem. Good evening, everyone. I'm Simi Soluva, DMO. I'm the founder and the CEO of Scorefarm. Scorefarm is a decentralized sports gaming platform for sport lovers that is powered by our own utility token, which is the Scorefarm token. The problems we experienced on the previous platform, because last year, October, we launched the Scorefarm as a traditional sports gaming platform, and we noticed some problems in terms of transactions. And we were depending on local banks to pay out users, and this caused a problem because our user base was just limited to only our region, which is Nigeria. So we could only pay users for every successful prediction they made on football match fixtures to only Nigerians in our region, so we could only pay them fiat currency. So we had to look around to see how we can make our platform global, and that was how we discovered that we could introduce Scorefarm to the blockchain, and we introduced the blockchain into the Scorefarm platform, which preferred the solutions to the challenges faced in the previous platform. So we developed our own utility token, which is the Scorefarm token, that is used to manage all transactions on and outside the Scorefarm platform. And by doing this, the Scorefarm token powers the entire Scorefarm ecosystem. And users on the platform will be able to exchange Scorefarm tokens for other cryptocurrencies outside the Scorefarm token. And we've been able to solve the problems of insecure transactions on the platform, because the Scorefarm ecosystem operates on the blockchain. The features of this platform is we have the predict and win. Like I said, the predict and win is the gaming aspect of the Scorefarm ecosystem, where users can stake and win SFT for every correct outcomes on a game fixture from over 200 football leagues. And the predict and win feature is the first kind of gaming feature that will be on any kind of blockchain sports gaming platform, because we divided the gaming types into three based on the user's risk appetite. We have the flexible, and the flexible gaming works in such a way that a user cannot lose his entire SFT on any football match he stakes on. And the multi-flex is more like a lottery kind of system, where all the SFT staked in a football match, in a football pool, can be won entirely by the user who predicts correctly on a football match fixture. We also introduced the locked gaming, which is the first type of category that allows users to invest on football matches. So what they do in this kind of gaming, users can invest, they can stake a certain amount on a football match, let's say Manchester versus Chelsea. They stake the outcome, maybe Man U to win, and they lock that SFT for a certain period of time, and there's a certain amount of interest that be allocated if the prediction actually came true. But if that is not the case, the user gets back its capital. So these features make Scorefarm more interesting to sport lovers, because users can now stake their SFT and earn more SFT, because trust me, football lovers want a platform where they can win more and more funds. So we also have the Scorefarm Predict. The Scorefarm Predict is an AI-powered guide that helps to increase the chance of winning for gamers by providing users with accurate predictions. So we have the AI that provides accurate predictions for people who are using the predict and win feature. So they use this feature to guide them in predicting the outcome of a football match. We also have the Fans Connect, which is the first decentralized social network where users can connect to earn or engage to earn with other football fans across the world. Other features included in the Scorefarm is the smart wallets. We have the liquidity pool, the prediction contract, token bond, the swapping, and the staking. The market size for this platform, the crypto industry is worth $2.48 trillion. Football is worth $28 billion in revenue yearly. Over 300 million crypto users worldwide, and over 3 billion football lovers worldwide. Our market opportunity is 20% of the market size of the crypto and football. This is the team, myself, the founder, co-founder, and the advisors, and the various sectors we've all worked in, and the blockchain sector and the fintech, and all of that. Revenue model for this platform, we charge 1% for every withdrawal placed on the Scorefarm platform. We charge 25% from capital placed in the locked gaming without reaching the target period for withdrawals. Revenue from loss predictions, we collect 80% of the SFT stake from loss predictions and bond remaining 20%. We also generate revenue from our Scorefarm AI guide, which uses a subscription model. So there are various plans for the Scorefarm predicts. Now, this is our traction. Like I said, we launched the product last year. It was the traditional sports blockchain, the traditional sports platform without the blockchain incorporated. And without the blockchain, in the first quarter, we were able to generate over $10,000 in revenue and acquire a user base of 7,100 users. Because of the problem we faced on the platform, we had to go back to the drawing board to see how we can make this platform a global platform and remove limitations in regions and to handle safe transactions, seamless and fast payouts. So the second quarter of this year, we created a white paper, created the workflow, and built the use cases that will be used for our Scorefarm token and deployed on the Binance Smart Chain. First quarter, we started working on the web application. And fourth quarter, we will be releasing the web application on the 30th of this month, and we'll start ICO as soon as we release this version. Achievements so far: we were the winner of the Echo Global Hackathon at TOB, and 6th runner-up in the Binance Africa Hackathon. We have partnerships with Chainlink, potential partnerships in the pipeline because we are yet to launch, and we have Static, Unifarm, Ferryproof, and TDFi. We currently got onboarded in TDFi Accelerator, so we'll be working with TDFi to also aid the growth of this project. Our competitive landscape, we have Socials.com with a current market valuation of over $1 billion. It is a blockchain-enabled fan-to-pick platform that unlocks revenue from the global fan bases of sports' most famous teams. We also have Sore. Sore current market valuation is over $4.3 billion. Sore is a fantasy game of football where players buy, sell, trade, and manage a virtual team with digital player cards. We also plan, it's in the milestone, we also plan on developing the NFT marketplace for Scorefarm, where users will be able to a fantasy game for the Scorefarm ecosystem, where users will be able to buy player cards with NFT and do other sorts of transactions on the platform. Our tokenomics, we have the prediction reward, 60% for the prediction reward. Our public sale for ICO is 10% and IEO is 9%. And private sale 1%, team 10%, and so on. Our maximum supply is 1 billion and our circulation supply is 300 million. Investment rounds, currently we are in the private sale and we want to raise $100,000 for this private sale, and the public sale. For the private sale, we are selling the token at $0.01, and the total allocation of 10 million SFT for the private sale. Then for the public sale, 100 million token allocation for the ICO, and to be sold at $0.05, and the total raise of $5 million. So we are seeking strategic VCs that can come on board and partner with us. And I think that is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Simi Soluva. And yeah, any questions to Scorefarm? And okay, while the investors are thinking, so first I already have one interested VC to connect with you, so we will introduce you after the session. Great job. And also there is a question from the YouTube chat. So what's going to happen when there are multiple winners in the single winner pool?
Yeah, we have a special algorithm that will calculate the SFT for all the winners. So if you check our white paper, we've the formula for that has already been provided. So please go to the Scorefarm token website, www.scorefarmtoken.com, to check our white paper to see how the different algorithms work for the different gaming types that we have.
Okay, thank you. And another question, you mentioned that you are incubated by CDFI, right?
CDFI.
CDFI, gaming launchpad.
No, not a launchpad. It's an accelerator, a Dubai-based accelerator.
Okay.
Yeah, you can look it up.
I have a question.
Sure.
Maybe you can go back to your tokenomics, not tokenomics, where you have numbers of exactly one after this. So what are you raising, right? No, one before. Sorry, one before.
What's it?
Yeah,
one before.
Yeah. You have prediction reward 60%. So what's
yes.
this exactly? I didn't got this.
What is what?
What is prediction reward?
Yeah, prediction reward is the rewards that will be gotten from sports users that use the predict and win. You know, they have to stake SFT to earn rewards in SFT. So that is that reward that we're allocating for the gaming aspect.
So you will distribute 60% of your tokens to this as prediction reward.
Yes.
Okay. And you are going to have rather small ICO public round, rather big in comparison to other DeFi projects. It's rather big round of 10% and smaller public round. So interesting tokenomics. It's interesting. And can you please tell what is the state of development? I understand that you next month you release the first version of your application, right?
Yeah. This month, 30th of this month. So we are currently testing it on the test net right now, and we want to on the 30th of this month we will launch the MVP, so that users can have a feel of the platform.
Okay, thank you. And can you please tell what's a blockchain? Which one?
Yeah, it's built on Binance Smart Chain, BSC network.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your smart contracts are on Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah, the smart contracts are on Binance Smart Chain.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Stan. Thank you, Scorefarm, Sinisoluba, and good luck to your project development.
Thank you.
And we move forward. So the last but not least for today is the startup from Singapore, Amplify Protocol. And we have here the first female founder at our pitching session today, Georgia Pilizari.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Georgia.
All right. Yeah, we are quite underrepresented here, but that's nothing new. So hopefully that will change. But anyways, super delighted to be here with Eugene, the CEO of the project. So allow me to share my screen and get started.
Sure. And yeah, you also have your co-founder Eugene here, right?
Correct.
Good.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes. You can make it bigger if possible.
Yeah. Coming. All right. So Amplify is our vision for an inclusive trade finance. Maybe somebody is wondering why finance needs to be inclusive, and well, the answer is simply that, and this is not actually a new challenge in the landscape, is that small and medium enterprises very often struggle to get financing, right? Simply because the traditional system is just not, doesn't really cater for them. And at the same time, trade financing is actually a massive driver of the global economy. And this is where we thought that, DeFi lending protocols and all the liquidity locked in it can offer an opportunity for connecting SMEs that are looking for financing with funds that are there wanting to be lent out. So just to summarize, so SMEs on the one hand, they face cash flow issues, right, due to late invoice payments, and they lack options to borrow, and they struggle just to do so. On the other side, we have a new type of investors, which are simply put, crypto holders, specifically stablecoin holders, which are looking for additional opportunities for investment. They would like a lower risk, higher yield alternative to put their assets to work, and just simply the opportunity to access products, financial products that otherwise they just wouldn't be able to access. So our solution is a platform that connects the two. So we would connect SMEs with various credit ratings with the liquidity locked in DeFi protocols. So in that way, SMEs would be able to get affordable loans in fiat currency backed by tokenized invoices in the form of NFTs. And then on the other hand, we have lenders that would get access to stablecoin lending and staking opportunities with different options for return based on the borrower credit rating. So just key features, just very quickly. On the one hand, as already mentioned, we offer collateralized loans backed by tokenized invoices. We include as well a loss provision fund to cover default. We aggregate liquidity from different chains. And also very important is the upfront payment part, so that we understand how SMEs, and we have done quite extensive research amongst SMEs in Singapore and Hong Kong, where we are focusing currently, and they have no clue, just frankly speaking, about crypto. So we are basically going to take care of that part for them, so they don't have to deal with crypto, they will just deal with fiat. So this is our platform, right? Is launching this month. We're super excited about it. What you're seeing right now is actually the interface that SMEs will be utilizing, where they can create their profile and upload all their information and create actual loans. Let me just get out of the screen for a second, because I would also like to show you this other side of the product, which is the interface for the liquidity providers, where they can connect their wallet and then they can stake, earn, which is the lending part, and vote. And here, obviously, I can also speak a little bit more about the token, that is AMPT, and the functionality of the token in our ecosystem, which is, once again, as you can see, staking and voting. But the token is also utilized as an incentive for borrowers and lenders to come and use our solutions rather than others. So back here, just bear with me for a second. All right. So our business model, we are planning to take a small cut between 1.5 and 4%, depending on the risk level from borrowers, and in addition, a 1% to cover the loss provision fund. And we are aiming to have by year 2 over 30 million locked in liquidity, 25 million worth of loans. And we're planning to have over 50 pools, as well as integrating over 3 additional chains by end of 2022. I'm just gonna go quickly to something that I think is more important, which are partnerships. Actually, we're really proud. We work really hard on this side, and actually the most important that I would like to mention here are Invoice Next, Adamant Lane, and Capital Match, which are actually institutional borrowers that will be on the platform at launch in November. So this is, of course, these are a trade financing firm. So this is our choice to enter the market. So instead of reaching out to individual SMEs, which would be obviously a massive effort, we are going through already existing trade financing firm that want to leverage us to actually broaden their market. Continuing. Our community support. So on the lender side, this is where our lender come from, right? So we are quite proud to have achieved over total of 70,000 community members, and this number keeps growing. And we are sure that after the launch with the staking opportunities and lending opportunities, this number will keep growing. So for the roadmap, real quick, we started in 2020. We spent the best part of 2021 at the beginning as part of F10 incubation program, where we were chosen as 10 projects out of 300 to join the cohort. We graduated in Q3. Then we focused on product design, testing, and now we are focusing on our ICO. Launching the staking module as well as the V2, which is what I showed you earlier with the 3 institutional borrowers in it. The future of Amplify is definitely focused on enhancing the product and, of course, business development to get more borrowers as well as community enhancements, of course. So founding team, Eugene that is here with us tonight, he's the one with the biggest vision. He brings with him over 20 years experience within the supply chain and logistics industry. Then we have a number of profiles, Vadim, Alexander, and myself coming more from the blockchain crypto side. And then we have Jack Lee from trade financing, Nizam, former MAS from a regulatory compliance perspective. Other amazing profiles from the advisory side. Happy to share more about all of them on a separate conversation. And now finally talking about fundraising and the token. So we're looking now to raise $1 million US. We offer a 10 cents price for the token for the private round, and it's going to go to 20 for the public round that is scheduled for the end of this month. And we already have agreements with exchanges, Bitmart, and then of course Dexys as quick swap. So what else? That is actually it. Thank you everybody for listening, and I welcome any question. Thank you so much.
Great job, Georgia. And I'm happy to say that I already got a couple of interested VCs to connect with you after the session. So
thank you.
Happy to share good news with you. Any questions to Georgia? I remind all investors that this is the last pitch for today. So Vangelis, Stan, Maria, Asa is sick, so she will ask questions in private when she gets better. Yeah, Stan, please go on.
Yeah, I can. Thank you, Georgia, for the pitch. Can you please elaborate on the token utility once more? So what's the utility of the token, of the platform?
So the token is going to be using for governance, for staking, and it's going to be used as an overall incentive to have both borrowers and lenders choosing to borrow and lend with us rather than with others. Similarly to, if you're familiar with Anchor protocol, right? The ANC token in the Anchor ecosystem is used as an incentive, right? But so that's the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, thank you for this explanation. As far as I understand, the blockchain is a bit under the hood. It's hidden, right, in the platform, so that the users don't specifically touch the blockchain. Is this correct?
Only the liquidity providers, but the trade financing firms, right? Those that are actually borrowing. So the borrower side is not.
The borrower side is not. Okay.
No, correct.
Okay. And which blockchain are you going to use?
So right now we are Ethereum, Polygon, and Velas. But we are, as mentioned, we're planning to onboard more chains, especially as we heard many times during this session of pitches because of gas fees. So we're definitely moving on and looking at BSC and potentially other, there is Algorand, there is Hedera, other very much more, sustainable and cheaper options. So yeah, but as mentioned, we want to aggregate liquidity from as many chains as we can. just simply because of this speaks to our vision really for a global product for everybody that has the biggest reach possible. So in this case, you know, Ethereum is not the best choice, but it just made sense from a perspective of, you know, outreach to the community at this stage.
Okay,
but definitely planning to add more.
So it's I mean, you can integrate all EVM blockchains, right?
Yeah, correct.
Can I ask a question?
Of course, Vangelis, go on, please.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about the collaterals of the loans? Because I think that this is the main thing that it's being worked on DeFi right now. Some projects are trying to offer uncollateralized loans completely. Can you talk to us a little bit about how it works and what are your plans around it? How do you manage collateralization? How do you manage default?
Sure. I think Eugene actually would be probably best suited for this one. So I'll pass it over to you.
Right. Let me share with this. So which is why today when we do the collateralization, as George has mentioned, we are actually working with the existing trade financing companies because we feel that the cost acquisition with each individual SMEs is going to be too high. But on the other hand, we work with the existing trade financing companies. They already have the credit standing of the customers, right? So we're actually helping them to scale up. We are looking at the invoices to be collateralized and that be used as a pledge. Now, when we talk about the risk of default, so obviously there's one that we're working on with like insurance, right? So this means that today, just to share, we're discussing with like COFAs, right, to have credit assessment, you know, when the invoices are brought on to the platform. So obviously that will be part of it as part of insurance. And and this is also where we have the added function of that loss provision pool in event, you know, if there is a default. And obviously before that, we'll do all the necessary due diligence, but nothing is 100%. The default itself, we will still have the recourse itself to the borrower. That's what we intend to do. So basically, there will always be a back-to-back assignment of the deeds. I hope I explained.
Is that clear for you, Vangelis, or not yet, and you need more clarification?
Yeah, well, I think I mean, it is clear, but I think that in this case, I should go to the white paper and dig a little bit deeper before asking more questions on this.
Okay, so if you would like to connect after the session, I will gladly make an intro, and then you can exchange all the needed documents.
Of course, yeah. Thank you so much for the pitch.
Amazing. Thank you. Any other questions to Amplify team? Yeah, I think all the rest questions can be done in private. And I just remind to all the startups and all the investors. So for investors, guys, we will push you, our team, to get your feedback as soon as possible and make introductions with the startups that you select to move forward and to discuss the deal. And for all the startups, please don't forget to add us to the contacts in the Telegram to proceed with the interest more smoothly. And since our session is finished today, and I think that everyone is tired, so I will not ask additional traditional questions to investors this time. Thanks a lot for participating. And I want to say special, very big thanks to InnMind venture analyst Abdul Rahman from Sri Lanka, who really made a huge work in this selection. He selected among more than 200 applications these 9 startups that were pitching today. I'm very happy with the quality of startups today and hope we will prove this quality with the upcoming deals and good performance on the market. So thank you, Abdul, and thank you everyone for participating. Investors, startups, great deals, and wish you all the best. Have a nice afternoon.
And thank
Bye
you,
bye,
of course.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Nelly.
Thank you for the session.
For setting all this up. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Have a great night, everybody.